welcome to another Kerfuffle showcase, and I am delighted to have Paul Neal on today, founder, executive, guru of estate agency marketing. How are you, sir?
I'm very good. How are you, Simon?
I'm good. Let's just this sounds a bit forward, but show us your shirt.
Oh, there you go. I've got the shirt here.
Oh, that's beautiful, lovely, lovely stuff. Cup as well.
I got the hat, but
he's got the
merch.
merch.
My hair, you know.
He's got the holy trinity of merch. Brilliant. Paul, we caught up a while back. I saw what you were doing online, and in the way that Real Madrid say go and get that player, I said we've got to have you on the platform. We had a long conversation, and I think what I was really interested was how hands-on and engaged you were getting. First and foremost, today's title for the webinar is about SEO and content for estate agents and about your customer service. Now, pretend that you're talking to a complete simpleton, and we won't go far wrong here. Just talk to us about why SEO and content is so important.
Sure. So the content aspect is basically the way I do it is the way we do it is we try and get that content built targeted for that estate agent's territory, patch location. So a lot of the content that they do originally is quite heavy on those sort of call to actions and get your free instant valuations and things. We try and make it, I think it's overused a lot, but I like it, that sort of Robin Hood or that community kind of thing. So this content we create is to tap into that local community, you know, whether it's a town, a village, a couple of little patches in a county or something. We discover that target audience, and then we reach them through the content on social media, and then likewise with the SEO, we kind of localize the SEO, so that as content is of interest to your Facebook audience, but also that will then boost your visibility through your sites.
So, Paul, how important is it not to overreach when you're, you know, there's that phrase hyperlocal and everything else, and I can well imagine that one of the first main mistakes is they try and look at too broad an area because clearly you can't specialize there. What kind of advice do you give agents on that basis? Is it really good to start off small and build on that, or what's your approach?
Yes, I would always encourage them to sort of start small. Some agents they want to do a couple of particular areas, in which case that's fine. But I do recommend that you start building that name almost a little bit like street, you know. And actually, what I do tell agents, actually, and I shouldn't be saying this, but let's say I do the digital aspect of this. You know, there is still the door knocking and the content that's coming out for the direct mail and the networking and things. And it all kind of works together, you know. So it is very much start with that town, start with that village, and then boost it. And that's through both social and your Google, with your SEO, you know. Yeah. Then there's ways around it after that to then sort of like spread the love and get out there to the wider audience, you know. But certainly try and smash that first patch first.
Now, you described yourself, which I absolutely love, as the local SEO and content marketing nerd. Nerds are great. I've got all the time in the world for nerds there. Why does a nerd want to work with estate agents? Paul, give us where that magic came from.
So just quickly, speaking about the nerds thing, I literally just created a new content planner on Excel yesterday, and I shared it with all my friends and family. I thought it was the best thing ever. But
beautiful.
Yeah. Okay. So I started with my my marketing way before I got into estate agency. I actually had a business that imported drink brands from Europe into the UK, and I'd sell them into shops and bars. And the bit I loved about that the most was getting the press releases, getting stuff seen on websites and stuff. And so that got me hooked into like learning the SEO and stuff. Yeah. Since working with estate agents, it's been a couple of years now. I actually started with Keller Williams, and I started working with agents there. And then that's sort of where my own business and stuff came about, because I enjoy doing it. What I enjoy the most about the estate agents is, let's say there's a blueprint. There's not, but let's say there is a blueprint of how to market an estate agent in these areas and stuff, each estate agent has got a different target audience. They've got different people in their groups and in their reach. Plus they've got their own personal characters and things. So what I enjoy is working with these estate agents and actually going, right, who are you? Like I'll spend the whole onboarding process. We'll be getting to know this individual or this estate agency, finding out what their language is, their ethos is. And so it's always different, and it's that side of it, you know, married to the fact that the content I'm trying to put out is very much about that community aspect. So we could be talking about local food banks, you know, or promoting the local football team with some content and stuff, and getting that engagement, and it's all very positive, and I like it.
Is it fair to say that approach, that localization, the community angle, it's the best approach we can see at the moment? I mean, I certainly am not aware of anything else that over a period of time delivers such a sticky return audience. You know, as long as you are being compelling and genuinely useful, it's still the secret sauce, isn't it, of marketing at the moment? Yeah,
I believe so. So the way I look at it with content marketing, it's the 80-20 as everything else in life, and that 80% of that content is the stuff that's going to stick, and it's the stuff that's going to like help you to sort of stand up against your competitors, say, you know. So that is information. Like, you've got to be informative, you've got to be educational, you've got to be entertaining. So these people are interested in stuff in their community. They've chose to live in Surrey or wherever we're going to think,
yeah,
you know. So being an agent, that's, yes, I'm the local property expert, but also I'm hands-on on the front line, loving this community and being like an ambassador to that community. I feel helps sort of like increase this trust and likability to the brand, you know.
And why do you think agents aren't doing that at the moment, aren't able to do it? Is it simply that just the classic, they haven't got enough hours in the day, or is it a niche skill set that to specialize in this area?
I would say a lot of people don't have the time. Some people I work with just generally don't get it, and they're like, Paul, can you just take it on for us, you know? So some agents are just they do it, and then they leave me to it, and we might speak a couple of times a week about stuff, and that's job done, you know. With other agents, they don't really know, they're not used to it, you know. A lot of them may have come from some sort of corporate big companies, and they've now gone solo, for example, and so they want that person that's going to just sort of take it off, and you know, we get it, I suppose, you know.
Yeah. And why do most agents come to you, Paul? Are they looking simply for leads? Are they looking for brand awareness? Is it just they know they should be doing it but aren't really sure why? How well informed, I suppose, are agents in terms of understanding their own objectives?
That varies, to be fair. Some agents have been doing it themselves for a while, and they're like, you know, we're ready now to get someone else to take it on for us and go to the next level. So some agents are like screaming out for new instructions and getting the brand awareness. Ultimately, I think it's not the same, but getting your name out there and getting that brand awareness and building that likability, so that you can then be seen more and be more visible on these online, you know, on digital marketing with social media and Google. It's all leading to the same thing, really. Ultimately, it's leading to those call to actions, whether it's going to be call me for a valuation or download my free area guide or whatever it's going to be. It's all leading to that
approach. Yeah. And clearly look, I mean, you only have to go on the web and see how many people there are proclaiming to be experts out there. How important is it, do you think, though, to have that really deep understanding of the industry that you have? Is that I mean, clearly you're going to be biased there, but I mean, I think it is important, isn't it? If you're looking for empathy and understanding there, to just go with general marketing messages isn't really going to deliver the whole story, is it?
No, yeah, I'd agree that there are certain, you know, the tactics are kind of like the same, I suppose, but you're very niche, and you are getting into that community, and also I know I'm never an estate agent, but I do know now estate agency. I couldn't sell a house. I couldn't pitch to sell a house, but I know the talk. I know what the agent's trying to get across, you know. Yeah. And also what I add to that is when I'm talking and we offer a lot of support, ongoing support with our agents through talks and group Zoom chats, things like that, you know. I'm able to sort of talk to them in a way that they understand, you know, to sort of reassure them and to give them accountability or whatever it is. I'm going, this is where we're leading to.
So you weren't like me for the first 10 years of my career asking what a vendor and a tenant was, and you're much more professional and ahead of the curve on that.
I've got a crash course.
Okay, yeah, good. And don't put yourself down, by the way. I think we absolutely could sell houses. It might be for one of the online agents and we're a local property expert, but I still think we could do it.
Yeah.
How hard can it be? So, okay, Paul. So one of the things that I was interested talking to you previously about was I had a misconception. I think many people have a misconception that this SEO and the content game is something for the big boys, something for more mature companies. And for what you were saying is absolutely that's not the case there, not least because you deal with quite a lot of startups, don't you? Do you want to just talk about that in terms of how you help those guys out?
Yeah, of course. So when a lot of these startups I work with have sort of gone onto the the independent estate agency models, and they reach out to me, and a lot of them, they may have come from these bigger corporations where, to some extent, leads are on tap, I suppose, or they've got tools and models in place so that they're there, you know. So one of the biggest problems for these agents is they're becoming like a one-man band, I suppose, you know, and they want to be an estate agent, and that's what they're good at. Yeah, they love getting out, talking to people, selling homes, you know. So they kind of like they come to me and they go, look, Paul, we need help with getting the brand awareness and getting the instructions and so on, you know. So a lot of the agents that we speak to are from that peak, you know. So the onboarding's slightly different, I suppose, because you're kind of having to hold that hand a little bit more, which is something that we do and we love doing. So anyone who sort of comes in and partners with us partners, you know, whatever the term is, we'll get this onboarding process. But with some agents, it takes a little bit of time just because they're new to it. And so we hold their hand and we reassure them, and you know we basically help them build that startup business. You know, and you know, to get your first instruction, it could take a few months and things. And like I said, it's not just that digital marketing side of it. It is also, you know, you've got to get your name out there to the BMIs and your local, you know, become that known person on the street through other avenues as well, you know.
That's really, really good, Paul. Well, I feel like I know your business a lot better today, and it'd be good to get a few of these guys on and talk how you're helping over the coming weeks and months.
Sure.
But for today, my big takeaway is family business. You can help from whether it's cradle to grave, somebody just starting up or anything else there. You're going to give them that full and honest advice, though, at the right price. And obviously, yeah, help that most difficult one. We, as you just said, we haven't got enough hours in the day, have we? So that's somebody great to have in your corner. Okay, Paul, thank you very much for spending the time here to talk about it once more. Thank you.
Cheers, Simon. Thank you.
Cheers. Magic.